time with the defensive play. Now finds Jalen Green.
Oh, my goodness!
He did it!
Oh!
Jazz, the Jazz turn it. Oh! Cam Whitmore. Şengün goes coast to coast. Oh! Here's Williams. Here comes both teams. Here comes Rocket Security. And we got a score.
Red Nation Blogger back with another video. It's been a long time. I think the last time I did a video was when the NBA rigged the draft for the Dallas Mavericks and gave them the #1 overall pick. We all know it was rigged. I'm over it. Let's move on, right? Let's just get to the let's get to the fruit of the offseason. I want to say first and foremost, the NBA Finals have been a treat. Last night, Game 4 was incredible. The series is tied 2-2. Shout out to Indiana. Shout out to OKC. I'm going for the Pacers. I hope they win. But it's been amazing. So I just wanted to leave that there to let y'all know that I am locked in. I am tapped into what's going on right now. But this is a Houston Rockets page. I like to talk about the Rockets. That's my home team. Y'all see the bobbleheads in the back. Y'all see CJ Stroud. You know, like, I'm a Houstonian. That's me. There's been some interesting news going on within the Rockets community, within the NBA community, and that is all eyes on the Kevin Durant trade, the potential Kevin Durant trade. There have been 4 or 5 teams listed: San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets, Minnesota Timberwolves, the Miami Heat, and maybe one more team. But I don't think, I think it may only be at 4 teams. Out of those 4, to me, 2 of them are realistic destinations that Kevin Durant should be shooting for: the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. I don't understand the Miami Heat stuff at all. I don't think that Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo signing Kevin Durant, giving him an extension after you trade for him while moving out critical role pieces and only having KD, Hero, and Bam going forward, I don't think that that's a recipe for success, even in the Eastern Conference, even with the injury sustained to Tatum, even with the injury sustained to Damian Lillard. I still don't think you're better than New York. I still don't think you're better than Indiana. I still don't think you're better. Boston still might give you hell depending on what they do this offseason and the moves that they make. You got Orlando there. You got a lot of good teams in the Eastern Conference still. So I'm not sure that I see that as a worthwhile destination for Kevin Durant. Maybe he does. And if he does, and if Miami pulls that trigger, so be it. I just don't see it. I don't think it makes sense at all. Minnesota, I just think that it'll be Phoenix North. I really do. I don't understand why you would want to trade Rudy Gobert potentially, Jaden McDaniels, Dante DiVincenzo, or Julius Randle, whatever the case may be, to get Kevin Durant. Like, however many pieces you got to trade, again, it's going to be Phoenix North. There's going to be you and Anthony Edwards, and the third option that's nowhere near as good as y'all two, with no money to disperse to get quality role players or to keep quality role players in that camp so that you can compete in the Western Conference. I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense. You're going to give up arguably a top 5 center in the league that can defend the rim, that can do a lot of things, that is versatile, to get him. And I don't understand how an NBA team could even want to do that trade, because seeing what you would have to give up to get Kevin Durant. So Minnesota really doesn't make a lot of sense to me at all, unless they want to lose, in which, hey, I'm a Rockets fan. Like I said, I'm okay with Minnesota taking a step back. They already went to 2 conference finals. I don't want to see them there anymore. So I'm okay with them taking a step back, blowing up that team, and being Phoenix North. I'm not going to complain whatsoever. So that comes down to the last 2 teams. With the San Antonio Spurs, I see the San Antonio Spurs as a threat, a real threat, but it just depends on what they have to give up. And some of the trade packages that I've seen, they're getting Kevin Durant without having to touch Stephen Castle, obviously Victor Wembanyama, their number 2 overall pick this year. Like, they're being able, the packages that I'm seeing don't include any of that stuff, and yet they're still able to get Kevin Durant and add him to that mix. If I'm a Spurs fan, pull the trigger. If I don't have to give up core pieces and my best player and my second best player and the guy that just won Rookie of the Year, if I don't have to give up any of that to get Kevin Durant, why wouldn't I make the trade? Why wouldn't I make the deal? It's obvious. It's so obvious. It's like, why isn't it happening? Which makes me think that San Antonio may not be as realistic of a destination as possible because Phoenix knows that they have these things. And Phoenix is like, hey, we're not just going to give Kevin Durant for Harrison Barnes and Jeremy Sochan and scraps. We're not doing that. We don't care about picks that much because we still intend to keep Devin Booker. And because we still intend to keep Devin Booker, we want to make sure that we have pieces around him, adequate pieces around him to win the championship going forward. So I really don't see that being like an adequate like situation at all. I don't think that that's going to be a trade that San Antonio is comfortable making and that Phoenix is comfortable taking because San Antonio isn't going to want to give up as much. And I don't think Phoenix is going to want to take bullshit back. That's just my opinion, which leads me to the Houston Rockets. There has been such a rift in the community. You have Jalen Green stans, and I am going to call them stans. They are fans no longer. They are stans. Stans deflect. They blame others. They don't want to hold the player that they like accountable. That is what Jalen Green stans are doing. They don't want to look the monster in the mirror. They don't want to look and say, you know what? Jalen Green had in a 7-game series, 5 games where he did not crack 10 points. He did not crack double-digit scoring in the first round of the playoffs. We saw what happened to the Golden State Warriors in the next round. They lost in 5. We saw that. Houston could have beaten Minnesota and got to the conference finals. Then we'd be having a completely different conversation. But because their shooting guard, 5 games out of 7, where he did not crack double-digit scoring, they lost. They went home. Everybody pretty much did their job. I mean, Thompson started slow. He got his shit together. He showed up. Jabari Smith showed up. Fred VanVleet showed up. Sengun showed up. Tari Eason did his role. Everybody pretty much did their role, did their thing, except for Jalen Green. And now these same fans that saw this same production, first the excuse was, oh, he was blitzed. He was trapped. He was doubled. As if that's an excuse for an NBA professional to not score double-digit points. It's not. So now Kevin Durant coming to Houston in a package revolving around Jalen Green. And obviously, there's also been reports of not only Jalen Green being involved, but Jabari Smith Jr. being involved. Now, that does give me a little pause. That does give me a little trepidation to pull the trigger. But as I go down the roster, Tari Eason, he can play the 4, he can play the 3. Kevin Durant, he could play the 4, he could play the 3. Dylan Brooks, he could play the 4, he could play the 3. Amen Thompson. So you have a lot of different guys. Now, Jabari is a traditional power forward. He has traditional size. He can rebound like a power forward. He's really good. He showed flashes in the playoffs, but he's still never going to be the ball handler that the Houston Rockets need him to be. He's always going to be the floater. I don't think he ever is going to develop in Houston the mentality to be a go-to guy, the mentality to be somebody that you go to down the stretch when you need a bucket. Too often he floats, he disappears offensively. He has to essentially get it out the mud with the Houston Rockets. That's his offense. We rarely go to him and say, Jabari, take 8 shots this quarter. Take 10 shots this half. That rarely happens. He's always 4th or 5th at the bottom of the pecking order. Dylan Brooks is ahead of him. Fred VanVleet is ahead of him. Sengun is ahead of him. Jalen Green is ahead of him. And I don't want to give up Jabari Smith because I see the potential. He is only 22 years old, going into his 4th season. But when it comes down to getting a player like Kevin Durant, and you still get to keep Amen Thompson, you still get to keep Alperen Sengun, you still get to keep semblances of your core, And you could, hell, if you can keep Cam Whitmore out of the trade package, you have Cam Whitmore who you could slide right in at the 2 spot. If you can do that, you should do that. 100%, without a doubt. Because it's not necessarily that my patience is run thin. I don't want to trade Jalen Green, but I'm not going to make excuses for a guy that had the performance that he just had this last postseason. Everybody wants to hold on. Oh, well, he was a leading scorer on the 2nd seed. Ignoring so much context when it comes to that. They want to ignore all of the numbers that show, hey, this lineup with him is bad. 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 These lineups without him, plus, 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 plus. These lineups with him, negative, 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 negative. It's all, the proof is in the pudding, and the Jalen Green stands are mad. We're having conversations about Alperen Sengun versus Miles Turner to defend Jalen Green's incompetence. We're having conversations about Ime Udoka as a coach to defend Jalen Green's incompetence. We're still talking about Fred VanVleet and the spacing to defend Jalen Green's incompetence. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Now, Raphael Stone and Ime Udoka, there are reports that they both have different visions, and that's okay. You're not going to agree on everything. This is a business. Right? However, I tend to side with Ime Udoka. I want the reliability of a consistent half-court scorer over somebody that's erratic, over somebody that I can't rely on to dribble consistently, to not turn over the ball consistently, to make wide-open shots consistently, to score when he's being double, triple, or blitz consistently. Kevin Durant makes everybody better. And he doesn't have to come here and be the leader, be the alpha. This team has won without you. We know how to win, at least in the regular season. What we need you for is the playoffs. When things get tight, when we need a bucket, you're our guy. Our man's still going to get better. Sengun's still going to get better. Tari is going to get better. Reed Shepard's going to get better. If they can keep Cam Whitmore, he's going to get better. But we need a go-to scorer. All in all, that's all I got, guys. Signing off. Please like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know what you think below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. As always, guys, thank you for watching. RedNationBlogga out.